Here we go. Olá pessoal, meu nome é Bernardo. I know it's been a while that I haven't made a video talking to you, but this one is finishing the spree of instrumental only videos, playing guitar only videos. This video is going to be me teaching you my version of the solo for Beat It, the Michael Jackson super famous Michael Jackson song, which had the solo performed by Eddie Van Halen. As a disclaimer before I begin talking about it, the guitar and the solo, the original solo, is tuned half a step down. So each of the strings will be a half step down from the standard tuning. If you don't know how to detune the guitar a half step down, please leave me a comment down below and I will be sure to make a video talking all about that. It's very simple, but in case you don't know it, I can make a video for you. As another disclaimer, my version of the solo is totally different from the original because Eddie Van Halen relies a lot on the tremolo bar, and as you can see, this guitar doesn't have a Floyd Rose or whatever. I'm not very used to playing with vibratos, and at the time when I had to learn this solo for my band back in Portugal, I just had to learn how to play it, like try to emulate Eddie's playing without using it. And so this is what I came up with, and a couple of you guys have asked me to teach you my version of the solo, and that's what this video is going to be about. So now that the guitar is the main event, let me start by saying that this is a pretty difficult solo. It has some unconventional techniques if you are just used to playing your pentatonic scales, your blues, your typical blues. If there's any technique that you need further explaining about, or something that you feel I haven't explained as in depth as I should during this video, feel free to drop a comment down below and I will try to make everything as detailed as possible, like the tap, harmonics and that type of thing. But let's get to it. To start the solo, you play the 2nd fret on the G string, as if you were to this note. For reference, the guitar is tuned down, but I'm just going to refer to every string as being in the normal standard tuning pitch. So you play the 2nd fret on the G string like this, and you bend it to the 4th as if you were playing the 4th, like this caveman bending down the neck. Then after you bend this string to the 4th, you release, give it a bit of vibrato and you slide it to the 7th fret. And now here we're starting with the advanced stuff straight away. We're going to do tap harmonics. If you don't know what a tap harmonic, like I told you, drop me a comment, but I'll explain it briefly. So you do this, and then while you are sustaining the note on the 7th fret of the G, you do with the flesh of the finger, this part, the pad skin, not the tip of the finger, but the fleshy part of the finger. If you do with the tip, it works as well, but I find that with the fleshy part you get a bit more of sustain. So after you go to the 7th, you use the fleshy part of your finger to do a tap thingy on the 14th fret, the 14th bar. So if you count the bars, you have to do it exactly before the dot. So you have to do it like this on the 14th bar. You will have to practice this a bunch of times if you aren't familiar with the way how to do it. I'm used to doing this and sometimes the note doesn't come out right. It's just a difficult technique to perform. So continuing, you do this. You see this one came out perfectly. So you do it on the 7th fret, then you tap on the 14th bar, the actual fret. And then you slide it to the 9th and you tap on the 14th again. So everything exactly like this. This is the way that it has to come out every time, which it won't even if you're playing this for a long time. So nice. Then after this you have to do a tapping part on the original. Eddie does like a stretchy kind of thing. At the time when I was learning, I just thought, well, I'm already butchering this as it is, I'm not using the whammy bar, so I might as well just do it exactly my own way, and that's what I did. So to do this part, you start on the 15th with a tap, then you release to the 10th of the E string. So it's like Yeah, 15th, 10th, 14th, 15th, 14th, 12th, 10th. That's the way that you start this phrase, this tapping lick. And then you just repeat the 14th, 15th, 12th, 10th. Twice on the E string, and then you go to the B string and you do exactly the same thing twice. So it's like. And then to finish, you play the 12th of the B string to the 13th. You do like a slidey thing between these two notes, and then you slide up the neck to nowhere. So from the top it will be. And then after this, well, my genius brain at the time thought, how could I make this more flashy and seemed extra difficult to play, because I was like interested in impressing people, I guess, or something. How can I make this as difficult as possible to play? So I thought, well, instead of tapping just with my middle finger, I don't mean to give you the finger. Instead of just tapping with the middle finger, I'll tap with the middle and the ring finger as well. So this makes this part that extra bit more difficult. It looks cool, I guess, I don't know. And if it's played correctly, it sounds good, but it's probably unnecessarily difficult. But that's the way I play this, that's the way I'm going to teach you. That's the easy part. So for this part, you start on the 12th fret of the B, you hammer on to the 15th, and then you do a tap on the 19th with the ring finger, you release to the 15th, and then another tap with the middle finger on the 17th. So it's like this. And now probably the trickiest part already, counting this, is that you have to bar these two notes on the E and on the B string, the 15th fret, to do the next part of this lick. So it's like, after this, you tap with the ring finger on the 19th of the E, while having like the bar in the 15th of the B and E. Like this, and you release it to the 15th. Then after you release to the 15th, you come back to the B string, you tap on the 17th and the 19th twice. Like this. I can even take out this end for you guys to see it better. Like this. If you can practice for a while, this will hurt. I'm not playing this solo often, so it's hurting for me now. I don't have a lot of calluses on the ring finger of the right hand, but anyway. After you do this twice, you release to the 15th and then you release to the 12th. And you repeat it. So it's like... And then this pentatonic thing, which is super easy compared to the rest of it. So this is just the 12th fret of the B and E, then the 14th of the G, bent one step, and release to the 12th, and then you play the 15th of the B, bend it one step, and release to the 12th. Then you do a tap on the 15th and you continue tapping and do like a slide to nowhere. So it's like this. This dual tapping part, it's super tricky to have it muted properly, so I'm sure you will have to practice that a lot. Sometimes when I'm playing this I make extra noise that we don't want to make, and that's probably even the trickiest part already accounting for the two fingers and this type of thing. The trickiest thing is the muting, so you have to really practice it to make it sound good. So it's like, and that's it. This is the next step that you have to do. So this is just another pentatonic thing. You start on the 15th of the B, you do a bit of legato between the 12th and the 15th, then you go to the 14th of the G, you bend it one step and you release it to the 12th, and then you release to nowhere, which can be kind of tricky if you're not used to it. So this is like exactly like this. Like this. So then after this you have to go to the 9th fret of the G, and feel free to use pinch harmonics as much as you want. This is like the Wild West in terms of pinch harmonics. You can use them whatever you like, it will sound good. So then after this, that you just have to bend the 9th fret and do this like playful thingy between the 9th and the 7th. Then you come back to the lower part of the neck, you do a super caveman-y bend on the 3rd fret of the B string, and use pinch harmonics as much as you want. Then you should finish with a pinch harmonic as well, like this. This is the 3rd of the B, and then you go to the 2nd of the G. And then after this, you do another pentatonic thing. From being down here on the neck, you slide to the 14th fret of the G. Then you go to the 12th of the E. Then the 15th of the B, 12th on the E again, and the 15th on the E. Then you do this lick again, which is the 12th of the E and B, then the 14th of the G. Then you release the 14th to 12th and you come back to the 14th on the G. So this is like... If you don't know how to properly do pinch harmonics as well, I can do a video on that too. So from the top until now, the solo is like... Now here comes a super tappy part again. So for this part you have to maintain the fingers on the same exact fret, so the tap finger does the 15th, then you have the pinky on the 12th and the pointer on the 8th fret, and you do a bar for the B and the E string, so this starts like... So you start on the 15th of the B, 8th, 12th, then 15th on the E, 8th, 12th, and then rinse and repeat. You probably will have to play this over and over again until it becomes automatic and you don't know how to explain it anymore, which is what happened to me. And then after this you just finish with a... You tap on the 17th of the E and the 10th of the E. Like this. Then you slide up to nowhere. So this whole part will be like this. And then the easiest but at the same time difficult part, which is tremolo picking. It's not something that I use a lot, so sometimes it can sound a bit dodgy for me. You have to do this bluesy bend, this super typical pentatonic thing. You bend the 15th on the B up to the 17th, so you reach the same note on the 12th. And then you have to try to play as fast as you can on the E string without it sounding bad. So you play it on the 12th, 14th, 15th, 17th, 19th, 22nd, and then you bend the 22nd as if you were going to one supposed 24th fret. If you have a 24th fret guitar, feel free to just do the same thing, just going up. But I think that Eddie had a 22 fret guitar at the time, so this is the faithful part to the original solo of my version of it. So this is like, and then you can go. So let me try and play the full solo really slow. This is going to be super difficult for me, so that you can possibly try to follow it, and feel free to use the YouTube function to slow down the video as well. So the full solo will be like. So now if you want the full speed version, it will be something like. Okay guys, so I'm certain you noticed that this is a super more advanced type of thing that I normally cover here on the channel. I try to make my videos more focused towards beginners, intermediate players, not this super advanced type of thing. But if you would like to see me teach you stuff that's more advanced such as this, just drop me a comment down below and I will try to make that happen for you. I'm sure there's players that watch my channel that are more advanced players, like in the same level as me. But I try to make it more focused towards people that are starting to play the guitar, because I want to encourage people to grab this amazing instrument as much as possible, because it can be super fun. It's super fun for me, and I want it to be super fun for other people as well. And I want to try to make my part to make it fun for you and try to explain you how things work. And yeah, that's just me rambling. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this has been useful to you. If you have any extra doubts, you know it, comments down below. I'm tired of talking about yeah, the comments are my feedback, so if you can please leave me one, just yeah, so that I know how I'm doing, if you guys like this type of content or not. Please follow me on my Instagram, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell, and I'll be sure to make more videos such as these for you in the future. So I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. I'm sure I will. Take care and see you on the next video. Bye bye.